All right, we might as well get this out of the way early. What's up, everybody? Welcome to Podcast Now. I'm Alex, and here we are. We're here to talk about why God of War didn't get a release date, all of that good stuff. I want to make sure I try to check as many boxes as possible so that I can kind of withstand the might of you guys in the comments. But no, okay, so let's kind of do a really quick recap, get everybody kind of caught up, and go into my thoughts and all that stuff. All right, so yesterday, right, I think we were feeling rather okay in the morning, at least somebody like I was. And as the day started going on, obviously Corey did that tweet that talked about patience, another kind of quote about patience, and he's back. I mean, he's fully back on Twitter. He's responding to people left and right. I don't know if that's necessarily great for his mental well-being, but I mean, it's what he's doing. And then we started to hear from obviously the tweet that he sent was like, that's a big hit, right? Maybe it does something, maybe it doesn't. But then you had someone like Jason Schreier come out. You had the Kotaku article that talks about how they they messaged the snitch on Twitter, which is very fun. I mean, that's the journalism that Kotaku is capable of nowadays. But, so you had that. And Schreier had said, he heard like everything was still good up until, and he believes, Cory Barlog's Twitter thing was basically an indication that whatever was going to happen today was canceled. Okay, so you have that. The snitch said the same thing. The snitch told Kotaku that, they believed it was June 30th, but also they're worried about God of War in terms of maybe the polish isn't up to snuff or whatever added details. And then so now you had today. And I think Tom Henderson does a really good job in his article here talking about it. And he goes into more stuff. We're going to talk about different collector's editions in this video as well. But he goes in, he also recaps it, right? And he basically says that it was believed that the original contents of the blog that was supposed to be today would be collector's edition details, the release date, and assurance that the game is doing well in development, and that gameplay of the game will be at a later date. It's unclear what caused the delay, but sources have suggested that both the blog post with the release date and the accompanying video of the collector's editions are ready to go live at any given moment if given the green light. Personally, though, I'd be happy if plans were changed for a dedicated state of play. He also says, and I didn't know this, PlayStation Game Size, I've talked about him before, a reputable leaker. I don't know if it's necessarily a leaker, but he said that the store page for Ragnarok was updated at 8 p.m. yesterday, which he said could be a change to the pre-order date. He goes on to talk about the release date, right? Nobody really knows. Everybody still believes, though, that November is the month that it's still coming out, like it hasn't been pushed. Nobody has said that, right? Even like a Jason Schreier says to his knowledge he doesn't believe the game has been delayed or anything. Then you go into the collector's editions. The collector's editions of God of War Ragnarok will feature a 1-to-1 scale replica of Thor's hammer, and which people were actually asking me about yesterday, like, could they give us Thor's hammer as a physical thing? Well, it seems like that's exactly what they're doing, with two editions being named the collector's edition and the Jotnar edition. That one will come with the hammer and the game, whilst the collector's edition comes with other pieces such as badges, a map of the world, and more. All right, so that's the summary. That's the collector's editions. That's what they believe happened. Now, let me give you my quick thoughts, right? And again, this hopefully can counter a lot of the annoying, repetitive comments of all of the same ilk. I'm not really disappointed at this. I knew this was a possibility. I know people are excited. I know people are disappointed. Trust me, I get that. I got that kind of comment yesterday too, where it's like, well, you do know people are excited for it. Yes, I do, but it's like, if it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. Why let it ruin me? I guess I'm talking my own personal life. Why let a delay of a game, a delay of a game release date, why would I let that destroy me? Why would I let that move me to threaten Corey's life on Twitter? Like, why would I do that? Because a game's release date announcement was delayed. I would say I truly do believe these people. I mean, these are not, I said this yesterday in the live stream, these are not randoms, okay, on Twitter that have nobody that cares about them, or they're always sketchy, right? Like, and I'll throw the name out there, like a Roberto Serrano, right? Good guy at his heart, but I mean, he gets a ton of things wrong. Consistently. He does get things right, but it makes him a sketchy individual, okay, where it's like you don't know what you're getting from him. This is not that. It's flat out, and I'm not saying anything bad about Serrano, but like looking at this, you have the snitch, somebody who's never gotten anything wrong. Jason Schreier, who blocks everybody on Twitter, huge crybaby about pretty much everything in life, but is like the best leaker on planet Earth, or at least was maybe before the snitch, right? I mean, he's amazing. He is. I respect the guy in his craft. I don't respect the guy as a person, but, and also Tom Henderson, who, covered Call of Duty, covered Battlefield, but recently has moved on to just cover everything and has a really good track record. So these are not run-of-the-mill, random people on Twitter. These are like the only fourth one would be like a Jeff Grubb. Jeff Grubb is pretty darn consistent pretty often. Like, he's the only one who really hasn't spoken up. But you have 3 of maybe the top 4 or 5 leakers that are on the internet talking about this. Did they do it to pull our leg? I just really don't think so. So I guess I want to make that known, where it's like, well, number one, I mean, I get disappointment. I get if you're disappointed. If you're going to be laughing at me like, well, you made like 30 videos, which I didn't. But, if you're going to say you made 30 videos like talking about it and it never happened, so what? That's my response. So what? I truly don't care. Then if you want to go after the leakers, look, I'm not going to tell you what to do. You have every right to be disappointed with the leakers. You can claim that they were lying to us. I don't care. You can do whatever you want. I believe that they were not lying to us. I believe something really weird happened behind this. And I know there was the theory going around, maybe they literally moved the date because they've had enough of these leakers ruining, like Nintendo has done that. Nintendo has moved things on purpose, like 1 or 2 days, right? They've done a little something to make people almost look bad. So could Sony have done that because the snitch did the 30th date, right, of the month in June? And did Sony say, well, we'll move it till next week. We'll do it early July just so that the snitch was wrong? I mean, they easily could. I don't think they did, but I mean, it's definitely a possibility, right? So I guess that's my defense of the leakers, if you guys care about that. I guess the final thing, we talked about the collector's editions, but the final thing to say really is, well, why? Why was this delayed? If you believe that, of course, this is assuming you follow it all the way through and you say, okay, it was going to happen on the 30th. These people weren't lying to me. I still also believe them that the game, that things have just kind of been pushed, and who knows when and who knows why. My response, I mean, it could be what Tom said. It could, in my opinion, it could be one of two things, right? If the game comes out mid-November, you still have time. If you wanted God of War to like headline a PlayStation showcase, that would be the most extreme thing, right? A PlayStation showcase. You could still do that if the showcase, in my opinion, was in July or August, not September. That's my thought. If it's in September, I guess maybe early September you can still get away with it, but I really think you'd want to do it as early as possible. So maybe they said, well, we can move up the showcase till August and we can do God of War there. Or what Tom said, it could just be a state of play. Maybe they thought, well, look, we were going to do this kind of broken up schedule, right? We were going to announce the collector's editions and the release date today, and then like mid-August, we were going to have a 15-minute state of play doing like a gameplay deep dive. Why don't we just combine them? Can we fast forward the gameplay? Can we do the gameplay like early August, maybe late July, and we'll just do everything all at once? That one is maybe more likely, in my opinion, that's what could have happened. Maybe Sony realized, hey, why would we separate? Which I would think is a smart move too. Why separate them? Why not just if it's possible, why not put them together? Now, why seemingly did they wait till like the day before to make this change? That's, I guess, the sketchy part, right? Because it seems like going into maybe they made the decision on like a Tuesday or something, right? But it seemed like going into Wednesday that it was okay, that it was going to be fine. And then as Wednesday went on, that's when Corey did the thing and everything kind of fell apart. So it's like, did they wait until literally the day before this was planned to change it? Or did they do it a few days before and Jason Schreier didn't catch wind of that, or the snitch didn't know that, right? Like they didn't have to do it last second. It could have been a few days ago, and just nobody kind of looked into it. I don't know. I mean, that's possible. As for, the game's release and delay and all that stuff, until it's delayed, I'm going to assume it's not delayed. If it comes out in November, great. It's going to be a second one play. I'm going to play it literally the second it becomes available for sure. If it gets delayed till next year, it gets delayed till next year, and I'll play it. Again, I get it. To some people, this is the only game they care about. So, of course, delaying it or having issues with this game, of course, that affects them. Me, the kind of gamer I am, I have like 30 games to play in the fall, mainly all in October. So if the game gets pushed, it's not going to do much for me. But I get it. It's up to the person. Some people, again, this is like the game, the only game they're buying in the fall. So if it's delayed, well, of course, that's going to be a big deal to them. I understand that. There's no reason, in my opinion, to flip out and, threaten people online. That's a little harsh. Maybe a little bit more than a little, right? But I just don't think that's necessary. And hopefully people don't do that. So let me know what you guys think in the comments. Make sure you guys are subscribed, bell icon turned on so you know when all these videos go up. If you want to follow me or support me anywhere else, all my social media, including our Patreon, is in the description below. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you all on the next video.